So y'all, let's talk about the David and Goliath story and how it correlates with today's time. Because a lot of times we like to read these stories and we like to look at them as historical incidents or historical events. When the David Goliath is a prophecy, you know. So let's get into the David and Goliath. What would be Goliath today? It would be what? The Babylonian system, the Roman Empire. Because none of Israel never challenged the Roman Empire. They all afraid. Now, let me show you why I say they're afraid. Because they are teaching us, but not what? Confronting the giant. See, God is going to send somebody to remove the devil. God is going to send somebody to open the gate. And if you don't remove the devil and open the gate, what you teaching me don't matter, because what? The giant is still in control and the devil is in control. So what God is going to do is bring somebody from among us, David, the one shepherd, to what? Free the sheep. Now, let me show you the fear that's in Israel as is written in the allegory story of David and Goliath. So come follow me. So if anybody know the story of David and Goliath, it's in 1 Samuel chapter 17. He's a Palestinian. I might be saying this wrong, So it says, and the Palestinian said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. When Saul and all Israel heard these words of the Palestine, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. Now David was the son of a Ephraite of Bethlehem of Judah, whose name was Jesse. Pay attention. Now, we're going to jump down a little bit. So now let's get into when the giant falls, what will happen. I'm in verse 26, 1 Samuel 17:26. It says, and David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killed this Palestinian? And take it away the reproach from Israel. So whoever was what? Destroy the giant, they take away the reproach. These things have to be taken away from Israel right now. For who is this uncircumcised Palestinian that he should defy the armies of the living God? It says, and the people answer him after this manner, saying, so shall it be done to the man that killeth him. Now, here you're going to see what? David's brother being mad at him for David trying to what? Fight the giant. So it says, and Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David. Now, if David trying to fight the giant, why is David's brother getting mad at him? That sounds like what's going on right now, because, I'm trying to judge the Roman Catholic Church and my brother's mad at me because I'm telling them I have the power. That's why I proclaim to be Christ. I have the power to defeat the giant. But when I'm speaking to the brother, when I'm speaking to the people and the rest of my brothers, it makes some of my brothers mad. I hope y'all understanding what? The allegory and the secret meaning of this story. It says, and he said, why hast thou came hither? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and thy haughtiness of thy heart, and thou art come down that thou may see the battle. And David said, what have I done now? Is there not a cause? So like they were like, man, what I done? Is it not a cause that's going on? The reason why what? We are even speaking and waking up. So the cause is for me to judge the Roman Catholic Church. And again, this make my brothers mad. Now Christ, me revealing them Christ is just to show you I have the power to defeat the giant. David's brothers couldn't defeat the giant. What does David represent? Christ. So keep following me, y'all. Now here's another secret hidden meaning. It says, and Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against the Palestinian to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man from war from his youth. So as we see Saul telling David, man, you're not qualified, David. This man been fighting since he been a baby. We ain't never even seen you fight. How you gonna beat this man? How did David beat the giant? He had the power of God. Now, Saul didn't know God have given David power. David's older brothers didn't know God have given them power. But they didn't find out that God have chosen David until the giant fell. Then all men came to David. That's another scripture. It says, first the Son of Man must be lifted up. So when the giant fell, David was lifted up. Then people recognized the power of God was in him. Because remember, God is invisible. So the vessel that God chooses, nobody will see. The only thing that you will see is the words that he speak and the actions that he do. You know, so like I say, I'm only reading this to show y'all the hidden meaning of the David and Goliath story and how it's connected to now. You know, because now you have a young man coming from amongst Israel to remove the real reproach from Israel, and none of his brothers is believing in him because they haven't seen the invisible descend upon him. You know, and I want to touch on one more point on here, y'all. Let's go back. So I want to show you again how even when the Palestinian, it says, and when the Palestinian looked about and saw David, he was disdain at him. Like, you're not worthy to fight me. That's what that word means, disdain. For he was but a youth and rooted and of fair countenance. So this takes us to the Isaiah prophecy where it says, when we see him, there's no beauty that we gonna admire him. So David didn't have a crown on. David wasn't, looked at as just great warrior. But what did David have? The power of God, which is invisible because nobody knows the Son, nobody knows God. And this same principle thing is happening right now in 2024, where God invisible power is on a Son of Man from among the people to defeat the giant. And what it's doing is pissing his brothers off, it's making them mad, but they're going to all understand in the end. That's why I say, forgive them, Father. They do not know what they do. So as always, I hope the Father has circumcised y'all hearts and ears for the message. Peace and blessings. I'm out.